everybody, I'm Maya and welcome to my channel, The Historical Fangirl. Today I will be reviewing and discussing The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This is a very well-known book. I'm only just reading it now because I heard from multiple people it was too long, but I personally adore this book and you should read it if you get the chance. It takes a while, but it's totally worth it. So I'll give you a quick synopsis and, go ahead. There will be spoilers in this review, but I'll warn you beforehand, so you can go and read the book and come back and discuss it with me together. Alright, so this novel follows a young German girl, Liesel Memminger, who must survive the devastating World War II Nazi Germany. She lives with her foster family through the book, and she learns to love them with all of her heart. This book shows how she grows up into a tough, determined, witty young lady. Liesel faces many challenges but manages to get through them all, with the help of her friends like Rudy, the quaint next-door boy, and her newfound family. At the beginning of the novel, Liesel is completely illiterate, but she finds a book in the snow which opens up her curiosity and interest in learning to read. Liesel starts to steal books, which is a habit that lasts throughout her life. At the end of the reader's journey through the book, Liesel has learned to read and write fluently. I've never read a book about the Second World War, and in this, in the perspective of a child, I really enjoyed it, and I felt like it enriched the story so much, and it showed the ups and downs of her experience very well. So, go read it, guys. Go read it. This book is a unique, enlightening, intelligent, and beautifully written novel that really connects you to all of the characters, and I find that's what I love about reading so much. It's just about the characters for me, and the storyline, but mostly the characters, and this did just that. It had a beautiful story. All the characters had a story, and every character you learn to love. The plot was very strong as well, and the writing felt absolutely lyrical to me. I would give this book a 4.5 stars out of 5. Overall, I love this book, and no time soon will I forget it. I'm definitely lucky I picked up The Book Thief. I would recommend this book to people who want a book that immerses you in a new time, people who don't necessarily want a fast read, but those who are ready emotionally for a book that doesn't have a completely happy ending as well. This book really fit with my personal project that I'm doing, investigating Nazi Germany, and I learned a lot about the time. So if you're doing something similar, definitely pick up this book. It will help you. So now I'll go into the spoilery section. Read the book and come back if you haven't yet, and we can discuss. Yay! Alright. Bye, guys. Okay, let's talk about Rudy. Rudy was the only death I really couldn't handle. I loved Hans and Rosa so much, don't get me wrong, but Rudy was way too young. He had too much promise, too much light and kindness and life to live. He could have done so much, and he did not deserve death at all, and I don't think anyone in Himmel Street really did, to be honest with you. I have realized through reading The Book Thief and The Boy in Striped Pajamas 3 main things. I've realized more than ever what a terrible thing war is. It brings out the worst in people, but in the rarest cases, like in Hans Huberman's case, it brings out the good, or at least makes it more noticeable. I realized that some Germans, among the many evil, brainwashed ones, were victims as much as some people on the other side of the war and the Alliance. Honestly, nobody wins. Finally, I've realized the power of words. Liesel learned how to read and write, and her life literally depended on it in the end. Like, the basement thing. So sad. Oh my god. But, yeah, her life literally depended on it. If she hadn't learned to read, she wouldn't be writing a book of her own. Hitler used words to control a whole entire nation. Words can bring love, hate, and everything in between. And I think they're the most powerful weapon. You just have to hone them, to be honest. And that's what these books showed me. And read The Boy in Striped Pajamas too. It's devastating, but it's eye-opening as well. So many parts in this book provide strong reactions for me. My favorite parts were usually the ones with Rudy in it. Like when Rudy jumped in the river to get Liesel's book, or when they admitted that they hated Hitler together, or when they stole fruit. Oh my god, they were so cute. I shipped them so hard. I wish they got to live the rest of their lives together. So many times I was just like, oh, if only Rudy wasn't gonna die. If only. I miss him. I ship them so hard and love them both so dearly. I really like the part where Liesel saw Rosa holding Hans' accordion at night, and the parts where Hans read to Liesel in the middle of the night, and the parts where Max and his art and his books and his fist fights. Ah, man, this whole book was beautiful. I loved it all. I thought sometimes it was kind of slow, but that really just connected you more to the characters, and that was what this book was about. There were so many amazing personalities, and the development of each of them was great, and their relationships with one another, oh, they were just so sweet. I loved it, I loved it, loved it. Also, this book was enhanced by the double meanings, dark humor, and foreshadowing that Death, the narrator, constantly uses. It offered a very unique take on the war, with Death constantly rushing around collecting people, and uses Liesel's story as a distraction from what is happening around him. I found that kind of interesting, I really did, but I don't know. At times I found him kind of morbid and the dark humor just a bit too much, but it was good. I think it was good. It was good. Also, his point of view educated you at the same time. He added like these small facts about the war in Nazi Germany, and it really blended smoothly into the novel, and I found it interesting. I also liked how the author used some German in the speech of the characters, like so Mensch. I can't decide if the super obvious foreshadowing was a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like if more things were kept secret, then the shock factor at the end would have made the novel better. But I also think that it softened the impact at the end and helped you accept it with all the time in between while you were reading the book, and when from the ending to when you realized that they were all gonna die. So that's all my thoughts. Please share yours in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe, please. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy reading The Book Thief as much as I did. I thought this book was a spectacle of historical fiction. It was gorgeous. It was really nice. So I guess that's it for me, guys. See you next time. I'll be making a review on The Boy in Striped Pajamas, as well as the movie reviews for The Book Thief and The Boy in Striped Pajamas as well.